Good morning, students. In the yesterday video session, we have learned about simple machines, levers, different types of levers, first order lever, second order lever, third order lever, and examples, how to classify them. Next, we have learned principle of movements and solved simple problems on principle of movements. Right? Now, there is one more important thing that we need to be discussed. Today we are discussing about center of gravity. Earlier we discussed about center of mass. Center of mass of the body is that point at which the entire mass of the body is assumed to be concentrated, and the external force acting on all the particles of the body is equal to the net force acting on the center of mass. That's how we define center of mass. Now this is center of gravity. This is center of gravity of any rigid body under the action of gravitational force, under the action of gravity. Gravity is related to earth, right? Now you must have played or you must have enjoyed with notebook, keeping on your fingertip and rotating it. Exactly at a particular point, you will be able to balance that entire notebook and enjoy that. In the same way, spinner also. So, there is one particular point on any object which can hold the entire weight of the body. That's what we call it as center of gravity. If it is a regular body wherein the mass is uniformly distributed, regular body wherein its mass is uniformly distributed, and if it is a regular geometrical body, it is easy to find out center of gravity. Center of gravity becomes the geometrical center of that particular regular body wherein mass is uniformly distributed. I gave you example of finding the center of mass of this scale. In this case, center of mass and center of gravity will become same. See, I told you what is the method to find the center of gravity or center of mass. You can just see here, right? So I am bringing both the fingers at one particular point. I will be able to balance this, the entire scale. This scale is a wooden scale having its mass uniformly distributed up to 50 centimeter. It is half meter scale, right? So this gives you center of mass, and the same point I am going to say that it is center of gravity, right? So the entire weight of this scale is assumed to be concentrated at that particular point, so that when I exert an opposite force in the upward direction, I am able to balance this entire scale at that point. That point is also called as center of gravity. For such small bodies wherein the mass is uniformly distributed, center of mass and center of gravity will be almost same point. There is no difference, much difference. But when the body is extended one, wherein the mass of the different parts of the body are not same, the mass is not uniformly distributed, then center of mass and center of gravity may not coincide. Then what is that center of mass and what is that center of gravity? So center of mass already we have discussed can be found out as that position vector r equal to m1 r1 vector plus m2 r2 vector plus mn plus and so on up to mn rn vector whole divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3 and so on up to mn. So that gives us the position of center of mass. There is a difference between center of mass and center of gravity, right? Now, if it is a geometrical body, we can find out the center of gravity as it's a geometrical center wherein the mass is uniformly distributed. Now, suppose this is one rigid body of any arbitrary shape. Suppose this is the point which is center of gravity. How do you say that this is the point exactly, the center of gravity? If it is a flat if it is a flat body, then if you have a sharp end, if you have a sharp end like, for example, a pencil, with the help of pencil or the help of sharp needle, you will be able to balance it exactly at that particular point, so that the entire weight of this whole rigid body is acting at that point, and that weight, it is acting vertically downwards. And when this needle is capable of balancing it, when the entire body is in equilibrium, then you see this is going to be the normal reaction at this particular point. When I am capable of holding it exactly at center of gravity, means what? I am exerting an upward force. My finger is exerting an upward force. My finger is exerting an upward force. That upward force is normal reaction. That normal reaction is exactly balancing the entire weight of this scale, So center of gravity is that point at which the entire weight of the body is assumed to be concentrated. This is how one can understand in simple manner. So I can write center of gravity is that point at which whole rigid body can be pivoted. This is called as pivoting. Can be pivoted, and that point at which entire weight is assumed to be present, assumed to be concentrated. This is one way of identifying what is center of gravity. Now, this is a rigid body having different parts having different masses. Suppose this is a mass M1 and this is mass M2. This is mass M2 and this is mass M3, situated at different positions. So M4 and so on. So it is having number of particles having different masses, different parts with different masses. So if we join this distance, this becomes the position vector of M1. So with respect to center of gravity, and this is position vector of M2, and this is a position vector of M3, R3 vector, and like that, this is position vector of fourth particle. We can write it as R4. So at all the points, if you observe, the acceleration due to gravity will be always acting vertically downwards. So these vertical downward directions which I am showing, they represent the weights M4G, M1G, M2G, M3G, M4G, like that, M1G, M2G, M3G, M4G, like that. So capital MG represents the entire weight of the whole rigid body, such that this entire weight is assumed to be concentrated at that point. That point we are calling it as the center of gravity. Now, if you calculate the torques about this center of gravity, it's very interesting. The torque exerted by all particles about the center of gravity is going to be 0. Net torque exerted by all these particles is going to be 0. Then only that body is, you see, exactly in rotational equilibrium. It is in rotational equilibrium. Of course, it is in translational equilibrium. When it is neither moving up nor moving down, it is in translational equilibrium. Now I am holding it. Neither the left part of the scale is moving down nor the right part of the scale is moving down. It means what? The torque exerted by the left side part of the scale is exactly balanced by the right side part of the scale. That is, the anti-clockwise torque exerted by the left part of the scale is exactly balanced by clockwise torque exerted by the right part of the scale. Therefore, the net torque becomes 0 and thus the body is in rotational equilibrium. So, when this point, this sharp edge is capable of balancing this entire rigid body, what does it mean? The entire rigid body is in translational equilibrium, the entire rigid body is in rotational equilibrium also. If you apply the condition of rotational equilibrium, then what happens? The net torque acting at this point about the center of gravity due to all these parts of the rigid body becomes 0. So we define the center of gravity is that point such that torque due to M1, how do you write torque due to M1? We write it as tau 1 plus torque due to M2, tau 2. These are all gravitational torques because the only force that is acting here is the gravitational force on all the parts of the body. So tau 1 plus tau 2 plus tau 3 plus tau 4 plus and so on, like that for n particles you can write tau n must be equal to 0. So if you take tau 1, what is tau 1 here? From this diagram you see tau 1, yes, this is the first particle, R1 cross M1G. Tau 1 here is R1 cross M1G vector. Then tau 2 in the same way, tau 2 equal to R2 cross M2G. So in general, for ith particle, if it is ith particle, tau I equal to Ri cross Mig. Acceleration due to gravity acting on all the particles is taken to be same. When the object is small, acceleration due to gravity acting on M1, M2, M3, M4 on all the points, on all the particles is almost taken to be same. It doesn't vary for a small object. Then what happens? Sum of all these tau from I equal to 1 up to n is equal to sum of all these Ri cross Mig. This is Mig, I equal to 1 up to n, where we consider this entire rigid body to be consisting of n number of particles should be equal to 0. Such a point is called as center of gravity. So center of gravity is that point at which the torques, the net torque, I can write this, center of gravity is that point at which the net torque, the net gravitational torque, the net gravitational torque means total, the net gravitational torque, the net gravitational torque at that point, about that point is 0. It means we have taken center of gravity at origin. That's quite clear because we are measuring these perpendicular distances from this center of gravity. I have measured the position vector of M1 as R1, position vector of M2 as R2, and that of M3 as R3, and that of M4 as R4 from the center of gravity. It means what? Center of gravity must be present at origin. So here center of gravity is taken to be as origin. Therefore, net Ri cross mic is equal to 0. So this is how we define center of gravity, right? Now I will show one more simple demonstration with the help of a style. Now you see, this is a scale having a uniform mass distribution. It's very easy to find out the center of gravity exactly at its center. Now suppose I am placing this duster on one end. You can see the duster is placed on one end. Then the center of gravity naturally shifts towards the heavier part. Now I am just moving my fingers close to this one. At one particular point, the entire body will be under equilibrium. At one particular point, the entire body will be under equilibrium. So that becomes the center of gravity. So exactly, you can see now, I am balancing. So from this side, it is at 36.5, almost 37 centimeter. So from the other end, you can see from 50 to 37, means from the other end it is at 13 centimeter. So this becomes the center of gravity. So the torque exerted due to the extended part of the scale, left side of the scale, is exactly balanced by the torque exerted due to the scale plus this duster which I have kept. So this position becomes the center of gravity. So that the net torque acting about this center of gravity is 0. Net torque, how do you calculate? Weight of this part of the scale multiplied by the perpendicular distance equal to weight of the other part of the body, that includes weight of the duster and perpendicular distance from its center. So that's how the torques are balanced. The net torque due to the entire extended body must be 0. So that becomes the position of center of gravity. I think this will be clear to you. So that now I am going to solve you one simple problem on the center of gravity. Using that simple problem, we will be able to follow how to calculate, how to find out the position of center of gravity and the condition of the net torque equal to 0. Now one more question arises. Will it be always center of gravity and center of mass same? No. Center of gravity and center of mass may not coincide all the times. Since we are dealing with small objects, in such cases, the mass, when it is uniformly distributed, center of mass and center of gravity will be same, wherein all the masses of the different parts of the body will be almost the same, and acceleration due to gravity acting at all the parts will be same. Now think of a situation wherein acceleration due to gravity is different at different parts. Huge extended body, acceleration due to gravity is different at different parts. Then center of gravity does not coincide with center of mass. Center of mass just depends on the way the mass is distributed throughout the body. But center of gravity is that point wherein the net torque due to all masses of that body at that point, about that point, is 0. Right? I think that is clear now. So center of mass and center of gravity may not be always coinciding at the same point all the times. If it is a huge extended body wherein all the different parts of the body having different masses may not be exerted by same acceleration due to gravity, may not be having same acceleration due to gravity. For our simple cases wherein small objects, acceleration due to gravity at all the points is same. But think of a huge body wherein the masses are at different positions exerted by different acceleration due to gravity. Definitely center of mass does not coincide with center of gravity. Okay. Now let us solve one simple problem. Now look at this problem. A meter stick is balanced on a knife edge at its center. So center of gravity of the meter stick is exactly balanced at its center. Definitely this center, if you mark it as C as center, then AC is equal to 50 centimeter, BC is also equal to 50 centimeter. Now when two coins each of mass 5 gram are kept one on top of the other at 12 centimeter mark on the stick, at 12 centimeter mark on the stick, then the stick is found to be balanced at 45 centimeter. What is the mass of the stick? I will just draw once again. This is second situation. Same stick of 1 meter. Now, two coins of 5 gram each are kept one on top of it. Means total mass of these two coins is 10 gram. 5 plus 5, 10 gram. Each placed at 12 centimeter mark. 12 centimeter mark. Then, exactly at the center, if you see the earlier center of mass, center of gravity, which was there at 50 centimeter. Now it is shifted to 45 centimeter. Now it is shifted to 45 centimeter. Somewhere here it is shifted to 45 centimeter. Now you can balance this arrangement at 45 centimeter. This is the position of earlier center of gravity. Now it is shifted to C dash. Earlier it was C. Now it is shifted to C dash. So when it is shifted to 45 centimeter, this C dash corresponds to 45 centimeter. Means from here to here there is a shift of 5 centimeter. That is to be noted here. And if it is 12 centimeter from this end, so the position from C dash, it is going to be 33 centimeter. How is it 33 centimeter? See here. 45 minus 12. 45 minus 12, it is 33 centimeter. Right? That's how we have to look at it. Now, on this arrangement, when you keep the two coins of 5 gram each at 12 centimeter mark, now the center of gravity is shifted to C dash at 5 centimeter here. It is shifted here. Now the question is, what is the mass of the stick? What is the mass of the stick? It's a very interesting problem. Look here. So the mass of the coins, first you shall write what is the mass of the coin. We are using principle of moments. Mass of the two coins. So 5 plus 5 it becomes 10 grams. Now distance of these two coins from the shifted center of gravity. This you can take it as distance of coins from C dash, that is new center of gravity. It is 45 minus 12. 45 minus 12, that is 33 centimeters. So you can call this by another name. Suppose you are taking it as coins as N. So NC dash is equal to 33 centimeters. Now, earlier position of center of gravity was 50 centimeters. It means the entire, when it is at 50 centimeter, you see here it is 50 centimeter. This is the position of center of gravity. Means the position of center of gravity before keeping the coins. Before keeping the coins. Is equal to 50 centimeter. It means the entire weight of the scale, the entire weight of the scale is at center of gravity, that is equal to entire weight of the scale is m into g. Let us take capital M as mass. Let capital M be the mass of the meter stick, right? Then entire weight at original center of gravity at C is equal to m into g. Now, what is the distance of this C from C dash? That we should know. The distance C dash C is equal to 50 minus 5. 50 minus 5, that is 45 centimeter. No, it is just 5 centimeter. It is not 50 minus 5. It is 50 minus 45. Yes. 50 minus 45, that is 5 centimeter. Now, once we get these perpendicular distances, then we can very easily apply the principle of moments. Applying the principle of moments. See here, how do you apply? Weight of these 10 gram coins, mg, let us take it as mg, into the perpendicular distance is equal to weight of this entire center of mass, capital Mg, into this Cc dash. They must be equal. Principle of moments about the new center of gravity. Principle of moments about C dash. Principle of moments about C dash. Look at this. M into G, small m into G into NC dash. Small mg into NC dash must be equal to capital M into G into CC dash. CC dash. Now substitute the values. GG cancels. When you cancel this GG, now you are left with small m NC dash. Small m NC dash is equal to capital M CC dash. Substitute the values, you get the result. Mass of the stick. So small m is 10 gram. That is of the mass of the coins. 10 gram of the coins into the distance, perpendicular distance. It is 33 gram. 33 centimeter. 10 gram into 30 centimeter is equal to 10 gram you can write into 33 centimeter. Capital M, which we want to find out. Capital M into CC dash. CC dash is 5 centimeter. CC dash is 5 centimeter. So centimeter cancels. Gram also cancels. Gram also cancels. Therefore, you are left with capital M is equal to 10 into 33 divided by 5. 5 ones are 5 twos are. So it becomes 66 gram. 66 gram. This is how we can find out mass of the scale, mass of the meter stick. Mass of the meter stick is 66 gram. I think you got the point. So tomorrow we will solve more and more problems on finding center of gravity and such type of problems where we can apply principle of moments. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.